Sweet, you just made plans to go to Denver and everyone is raving about it, but what exactly are they raving about? They're probably talking about general things like the mountains or the breweries, but we gotta go into the specifics, and that's exactly what this video is all about. So I'm gonna go into the specifics of some awesome things here in the Denver area, and even if you're not an outdoor person, I'm gonna go into the city life, the nightlife, and things like that. So without further ado, let's go into an activity that not too many people know about outside of the Colorado area, and that is inner tubing on Clear Creek over in the Golden area. And this is definitely applicable since summertime is coming right up. And Clear Creek runs through the heart of Golden, one of my favorite towns in the Metro Denver area. And for you outdoor lovers, this is the place to be. So there's actually a little bit of a pathway. It's paved going up and parallel to the Clear Creek, and you might realize that this creek is not just your typical lazy river. It's a naturally flowing creek. It's not man-made at all, and there's a lot of rocks, hazards, and a lot of things that can change on a whim without any warning. And to be honest, that's kind of the exciting part. Now, I'm not saying to go in with reckless abandon here. You should definitely go in with safety in mind. Before you go in, go check out the warning flags ranging all the way from green, which is yes, you're definitely okay to do it, all the way to a double red flag where no one is allowed into the creek. Outside of that, have a good time, enjoy yourself, and enjoy the sunshine. And then after that, maybe you can go check out a farmer's market. I can't tell you how much farmers markets bring me joy. I mean, you're buying local goods, you know the CEO and founder of those businesses, you can go dog watch and also enjoy as much food and drinks within the farmers market. You really can't go wrong with any of them, but make sure you go check them out between the months of May and November because that's when the majority of them open. There is a solid farmers market in Golden, but if you really wanted an in-depth look of all the farmers markets going around, you should go check out my YouTube video. I'll put it right here of my favorite farmers markets, the vibes of them, and how to get there. So that way you're well prepared for it. I should say that there are also makers markets where they sell, let's say, handmade art or jewelry and things like that. Most vendors take credits or cash, but I would recommend not relying on Venmo because Venmo is also cracking down on, let's say, fees for any sort of businesses that try to use Venmo as that transaction type. Another awesome thing that you could do here in the Denver area is check out a pro sports team. So with the pro sports teams, there are so many here. We have the Colorado Avalanche, the Nuggets, Broncos, Colorado Rockies, the Rapids, and even the pro lacrosse team, the Colorado Mammoth. Honestly, it is so hyped having a lot of pro sports teams here, and they're really good, especially this time and age. The Colorado Avalanche won 3 Stanley Cup titles, most recently in 2022. The Denver Nuggets won their first NBA title in 2023. And the Broncos have won 3 Super Bowl titles in their franchise history, but unfortunately, Colorado Rockies haven't won any sort of World Series titles yet. But that might change sometime in the future, I don't know when. Nonetheless, the passion and energy here is insane. The Avs are crushing it this year. The Nuggets are doing super well, especially with Nikola Jokic. He just made NBA history by being the first player ending a game with a triple-double with at least 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists. So go be a part of that action and check out some of these games. Real quick, before we continue, if you're thinking about moving to the Denver area, I have a 100% free relocation guide. Here, this QR code is right here, will take you right to it. Like I said, it's 100% free. It takes you to the biggest employers, the hospitals nearby, and also some of my favorite food places, and it gives you a good introduction to the Denver area. Make sure you go check that out. Like I said, it's 100% free, and I want to make sure you're making the right decision in where you want to go and also how you want to go about it. So if anything, you can also hit me up. All my contact information is down below in the description. Yeah, like I said, all free, lots of good stuff right there. Make sure you go check it out. And speaking of passion and energy, you gotta go to a Red Rock show. People fly from all over America to come see their favorite artists play at Red Rocks. Imagine sitting in between 2 massive red sandstone boulders with excellent acoustics and a laser show, all while listening to your favorite band with the downtown Denver skyline in the background. Well, you don't have to imagine it because it's all here at Red Rocks. So many legendary artists have played here, like Jimi Hendrix, The Grateful Dead, Stevie Wonder, Daft Punk, and even the Beatles. I did a little bit of research on the Beatles show back in 1964, and the people that paid tickets to go there, the tickets were only $6.60 back in 1964. That is insane to me. Nowadays, you have star artists like Sublime, Wiz Khalifa, Empire of the Sun, Sting, Justice, and even the Beach Boys. And don't forget, some comedians love to have their specials there as well, like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Louis C.K., and Matt Rife. And I'll be checking out one of my favorite artists, Rilo Kiley. They're playing over at Red Rocks over in May. So honestly, I cannot get enough of that venue. Another awesome thing you could do is take advantage of the awesome beer scene here, but where do you actually go for that experience? Me personally, I would highly recommend go checking out the Denve Microbrew Tour. It's rated at least 4.8 out of 5 stars on Facebook, Yelp, and even Google reviews. So why is it so great? So you get about 2.5 hours of guided tours in Denver's history, the street art scene, and of course, tasting a healthy serving of more than 10 beers and ciders. And just to let you know, I am not a sponsor of this Denve Microbrew Tour. I just think it's such a great way to experience so much in so little time and also enjoy a bunch of beer along the way. So the top 2 tours that are most popular through the Microbrew Tour is the Lodo's Craft Beer Tour in downtown Denver, or in Rhino Art District, where you visit 3 breweries and 1 cidery. And to make sure you know, it's all gonna be on foot, so bring your best comfy shoes, make some friends, bring some friends, and enjoy the beer scene here in the Denver area. Next on the list of awesome things to do is go check out the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And did you know that we have dinosaur fossils over at that museum? And those fossils and footprints have been found everywhere all around the Colorado area. Fossils of one of my favorite dinosaurs, the Stegosaurus, have been found in Colorado since 1870s, including the largest known Stegosaurus fossil, Apex, which was discovered back in 2022. And even funnier, the paleontologist Jason Cooper, who discovered the Apex Stegosaurus fossil, found it in the city of, you guessed it, Dinosaur, Colorado. So the first Stegosaurus fossil and Apex is all there in the Museum of Nature and Science, and I have a question for you. What's your favorite dinosaur? And do you think you could find it over in the Denver area? I am curious myself because, I love Stegosaurus and dinosaurs in general, so I want to know yours. Put it down in the comments below. What's your favorite dinosaur? I don't think you've been asked that since you were a kid, so it's about time that you were asked again. Or if you're more into the anthropology or archaeology behind, like, let's say, the human history here in Colorado, that's all there as well. The kids will love it, the adults will have that sense of wonder again, and you will look cool planning the whole event over at that museum. Next on the list, I know it's cliche, but you gotta go on a hike here in the Denver area. And if you don't want to go too deep into the mountains, you got to go to some of the more local favorites. And some of my favorites here are the Bear Creek Trail, Mount Falcon, Flatirons, and Roxborough State Park. Those hikes I just mentioned are great introductory hikes, and they still have really great views. But I know some of you want to go to the extreme, and if you really want to push yourself and have something to brag about when you go back home, you got to go hike a 14er. So a 14er, basically it's like 1-4-ER, 14er. What it is a mountain peak that is 14,000 feet above sea level. Yeah, it's pretty extreme, so you gotta use extreme caution going into it and make sure you take proper precautions, enough water, enough snacks, and also bring sunblock as well. If you want an easier 14er to go check out Sherman Peak. I heard that's one of the easiest ones to go check out. Or if you want to do a combination of 2 14ers, because they're like so close together, it's Grays and Torreys Mountains. It's just an easy way to knock out 2 of them all in one hike. And the last thing I'll recommend if you do go to these 14ers is go really early. I'm talking about like leaving your house at 3:30 to arrive at the mountain at, let's say, 5:30 or even 6 o'clock. Because if you arrive after 6 o'clock, a lot of people are there. It kind of ruins the whole vibe of like just you and nature, that sort of thing. So just keep that in mind. And just to let you know, there are over 50 14ers here in the Colorado area, so choose your destiny and choose which one you want to go on. Hey y'all, real quick, as much as I love making these videos, there's only one thing I love more, and it is making sure that you're moving to the right neighborhoods and you're making the correct move over to the Denver area. And I love helping out families. I've helped countless families move over to the Denver area, and I want to make sure that you're making the right move as well. So if you're ever curious and want to hit me up, all my contact information is down below in the description, just right there, maybe like a couple inches down. Make sure that you hit me up. You can set up a Zoom call with me. You can text me. You can even call me if you want to reach me. So looking forward to it. I want to make sure that you're making the right move. For those of you who are more interested in the Denver nightlife, speakeasies are a thing here in the Denver area. And if you're interested and you want to impress your dates, I'm going to show you how to get into one of these speakeasies at the last part of this section. These speakeasies are great for date night with some stunning cocktails, so let's get right into the top 3 that I would recommend go checking out. The longest running bar is the Cruise Room, born the day after the Prohibition repeal in 1933. Miller's and Rossi offers an upscale experience in the Rhino area, and you first enter to the Ohana Room where you enjoy the tiki bar feel. And for this third speakeasy, I'll tell you how to get into this one over at B&GC over in the Cherry Creek area. So B&GC Speakeasy used to be the Cherry Creek Post Office, and you'll need to walk down the alley between 2nd and 3rd Avenue and look for a door on your left that has a golden doorbell. It's a little tough to see because the door looks like a typical stairwell entrance door. And once you're in, you'll be escorted down into the basement, past the generators, and into the official B&GC Speakeasy. And with places like these, it's really cool, really vibey, and hopefully the conversation flows just like the liquor will. Next on the list of awesome things to do here in the Denver area, you gotta go check out Union Station. You got brunch, get drinks, cool nightlife, and if you wanted to visit something outside of the heart of Denver, the Rail Line Junction is all right there. Union Station just went into this huge renovation and just finished it in June of 2024, but its history goes all the way back in June of 1881. The original iteration of Union Station burned down from an electrical fire, and the second iteration just wasn't big enough to meet the demand. So Union Station as we know it was constructed back in 1914. Now Union Station has a really cool luxury feel to it with some upscale brunches and some sleek looking bars. You just gotta go check it out for yourself. And if you're into live music, you gotta go check out the Great Hall, where every Friday you got live piano players playing for your enjoyment. And if you thought water sports was out of the question here in the Colorado area, you gotta think again. You gotta go check out Cherry Creek Reservoir here in the Denver metro area. You can go fishing, walk your dog, rent paddle boards, rent kayaks, or go swimming, or just relax on the beach. There's even a park where you can fly your model airplane at. And in the wintertime, you can even go ice fishing on the reservoir. Of course, that all depends on the condition of the reservoir, how cold it is, how frozen it is, and all that good stuff. It is a state park, so you'll have to pay a fee to get in if you don't have the Wildlife State Pass already. And if you're driving through Denver, you can even set up a camp there and rent out a couple of camping spots for about $28 a night, hang with the fam, chill, go do some water sports during the day, hang out, make a campfire at night. Honestly, it's a really cool time at Cherry Creek Reservoir. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And of course, if you think of something that is awesome that you could do here in the Denver area and I haven't mentioned it in this video, let me know in the comments below, put it down here, and that way I know for next time so I can go check it out myself. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you next week.